Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, and after making several preparations, in today's episode we are going for the big one. Yes, we are going to be making our way towards the final section of the story over here, this unknown battle level world which we are about to discover. So please do come and join me today as we finish off the story and hopefully find out what the conclusion is towards the end of Sora's journey. So let's get cracking, and if you enjoy the episode, don't forget to hit the like button and be subscribed to the FuzzfingerGaming YouTube channel. And here we are, just arriving at our final destination. This is known simply as the end of the world. Without any further ado, let's disembark. And we'll go ahead and save our game. Make sure before you come here you stock up on items, restorative items, MP items such as ethers, etc, etc. So let's see if we can hunt down Ansem.
Gorge, is that all that's left of the worlds taken by the Heartless?
Those worlds will be restored if we beat Ansem, right?
You betcha!
But if we do beat him, and all these worlds become restored and disconnected, what's gonna happen to this place? And to us?
Well,
This is a Heartless world, so maybe it'll just disappear.
huh?
But no worries. Even if this place goes poof, our hearts ain't going nowhere. I'm sure we'll find our pals again. Yep, I just know that we will. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I'll return this. I promise.
Okay, so we got 2 trophies in one go here. That's useful, isn't it? So we're going to make our way across. You can see there's kind of like these platforms swimming in this ocean, and we're just going to make our way across here to this first treasure chest. At which point we're going to be thrust into battle with these invisible enemies, as they're known. And we have experienced these already in the Hades Cup. Although in terms of the story, this is our first time actually encountering them. So when you get this whirl of darkness around you, try and get out of it, because it means that you're about to take damage when the invisible enemy actually respawns. So just wait for this last one to show its ugly head again. Okay, and once we've grabbed that, we're going to go ahead and open the treasure chest. So it's interesting how it puts you in a different environment, isn't it, to fight the enemies here. Okay, so we're going to just continue up straight for the time being. And we're going to no doubt enter another battle. Oh, no, we're okay. No, yes, we do get another battle. This time with the invisible, along with some more well-known, at least by this point, Dark Balls. They're a little bit more familiar to us now, aren't they? Not that they're any less annoying. I have a personal vendetta against any enemy in this game that disappears when you're trying to fight it and then reappears somewhere else. So we get a pretty stone there for this one. And then if we head over to the left... Oh, we can't. Okay, we have to actually head around. There's kind of like a barrier in between. But for this one, we get a Mega Potion. And then we can move straight on to the red chest. And this encounter is going to be a little bit more challenging, because it's actually against... Well, wait and see. Yes, it's a behemoth. And as with the other behemoths that we fought up until this point, we need to make our way up on top and attack it from above. That's pretty much the standard tactic for all the behemoths in this game. So it's kind of like a mini boss, this, isn't it? So back up again we go. Just watch out for its attacks. They are quite slow, so you can dodge them, but they do hurt if they hit. There we go, job done. Oh, grab the mithril shard. Always useful for synthesis, isn't it? And there's the mithril from the actual chest, which we'll get automatically once we've finished that battle. Right then, so now, if we just get our bearings here, we can see there's still chests all over the place. We'll start by heading to the right hand side. And we're going to be encountering some new style enemies here. Again, we might be familiar with them if you've done the Hades Cup. But if you've come straight here, then this will be the first time you encounter the Angel Stars. Which can, as you can see, block your attacks. Just wait for the field to switch back. And we'll grab another mithril shard here. And I think we did miss the one behind us, so we'll grab that as well. That'll be an elixir. And then we should be able to make our way over to this green chest here. No surprise. More enemies. This time we're going to get a combination of the Angel Stars and the Invisibles that we've been fighting up until this point. Keeping Aerogar up can be useful, just to parry quite a bit of the incoming damage that you may be experiencing. Did I just cast stop? Yeah, I need to get rid of stop. I thought I had gravity spell on that hotbar. Or on that shortcut, rather. So I'm just going to do that before we proceed any further. Oh, there's the pretty stone that we just looted. So we're just going to get rid of stop and put Gravigar back in its rightful place. Okay, we get a cottage. And then we can see there's two more chests. Quite a ways away, actually. But we should be able to make our way to them. Just these invisible barriers can put up a bit of a nuisance. Let's start by going to the furthest one, shall we? Okay, and we'll just take care of... There's just general amalgamation of enemies in this one, isn't there? Try and get as many of these red chests as you can get that the enemies are dropping now, because you need it all for your synthesis. And we've been making good progress on our synthesis, haven't we? So we get an AP up, and then in this chest I believe there's a Gale item, which is actually really useful for synthesis because they are quite rare to find in chests. So this should be the final chest anyway in this region. Goofy was feeling a little bit left out, being the only one that hadn't levelled so far in this area. But now he's one of the team again. There's that Gale item. And as we move towards the central area, we'll be thrust into another battle in a moment, I believe, against another one of those behemoth creatures. So same one as before, or the same type as before. So once again, back up onto its back, which can be easier said than done. Target, and let's go in for the kill. Try and move away from under it, lest we get crushed, which is certainly possible. Ooh, bit of lag there. Just wait for that to go. Sometimes I get lag from recording, and when I play this game and record it, I only watch the screen that it's actually being broadcast to, if that makes sense. I don't watch directly from the PlayStation, which means my entire gaming experience is beset by slight FPS issues and lag. But it's okay with games like Kingdom Hearts and RPGs in general. It wouldn't work for first-person shooters, where the need for precision is even more important. And so here we are now in a new area. It kind of looks a little bit like Monstro, doesn't it? But it is obviously not. So we're going to be doing quite a bit of jumping, gliding, etc. in this place. And there's a dark matter around here, which I do not want to miss. So we'll try and make sure that we get that first. See if it's over here. I know it is close, and obviously dark matter is a valued piece of synthesis ingredient. And it is actually close to the entrance, which is why I'm just trying to explore these nooks, but I can't remember exactly where, you see. Oh, it might be up here. Let's see if we can get up there, shall we? Oh, this could be it. Yes, make sure you grab that dark matter. I knew it was around here. That was a bit of a tricky jump and glide to make. But obviously it is possible. Once you're in the webbed off area here, there's going to be some harder spawn, as you just saw, so make sure you kill those off. And then what we're going to do is drop down this whole area here. This will bring us to a platform with yet another chest. We'll go ahead and nab that. That's got a meteor strike, so we'll have a look if that's any good for Donald here. And I would say it absolutely is. So we'll go ahead and equip that onto Donald. Nice upgrade for him. Right then. So there should be another chest actually around here. Although it's possible we missed it. Let me just have a look. Okay, I didn't actually mean to slide down here initially, but not to worry. For now, we're going to glide across down here. And then make our way up. You can see there's another chest, so we'll go ahead and grab that. That contains an Ultima G. So we haven't actually missed anything. Don't worry about that. And I believe now we want to actually jump across. Yeah, we can use those icy ledges to move, so we'll bear that in mind later on, but for now, I'm going to try and get my bearings once more. We're going to go across here, and we'll try and use these icy ledges to make our way across. And to another chest. This one contains a drill G, which is obviously a gummy ship item. And if we look around carefully, we should see another webbed off area, similar to the one that we saw before. So let me try and find this. Let's just head down a little bit. Okay, so from this platform, we're just going to fall down here, and there we go, there's the webbed off area I was talking about. So we'll take care again of the Heartless that spawn. And once we've killed these, we can drop down the hole for another chest. There it is. This one containing a full life G. And you can see there's that swirling air over there. More importantly, there's a save point. And by golly, are we going to make use of that. This isn't quite the last save point in the game yet, so don't worry about that. When you're ready, just head towards this blue light, and this will take us into the next area. An area you might be familiar with. Eventually, we're going to run straight into this area here. And as you can see, we're kind of traversing across various parts of the terminal here. So here we're going to go into this big purpley swirly light. And here's that familiar area I was talking about. It's Traverse Town, and in particular the 3rd district of Traverse Town, although as you can see some areas are closed off. So first of all we'll go ahead and defeat the enemies, and once we've cleared out those enemies we can loot the Spirit Gem, which is the item found here. And that's all we need to do in this area, so for now we can head back out again. That's just a pretty thing on the wall. And then we're going to make our way over here. And again into the purple beam. And this will bring us into Wonderland, along with some more lovely enemies to fight. So hopefully these won't take long to clear, if Donald will be kind enough not to cast stop on them, that is. As you can see, there's another chest there for us. And the good thing is we do get some nice shards and what have you. Stuff that we do need for synthesis. Things such as frost shards and blazing stones are all stuff we're going to need. So don't be scared to grab them if you see them, as they say. Okay, that didn't take long. That's a Thunder Gem. And that's all we can get from this area. Nothing terribly exciting, so we'll head back. And then I believe we just go straight through this blue beam once more. Okay, and now we're at the Olympus Coliseum. So as you can see, it's just the same kind of routine. Head through the blue sphere of light in between each of these areas so that you don't end up backpedaling. And of course, as usual, we can expect multiple waves of enemies as we go. The excitement of it all. So I probably should have edited this battle out. I forgot it went on for so long. Grab the red chest though. Power crystal, very nice. Okay, that's everything there. Rightio, so there is actually a chest around here. It might actually be in the next area though. Or behind one of these pillars or somewhere. Either way, I don't want to miss it. Okay, here we go, just over by the feet of the statue. And we can grab the frost gem that's located thusly. And then we just need to head back. I can't remember which side we came in now though. And it's going to be the same rigmarole. So into the blue orb. These are purple things, by the way, are totally optional, but seeing as how there's an item in each one, it makes sense, doesn't it, to grab them. So here we have the deep jungle, and you can already see the chest that lies ahead. On this occasion, it's a bright gem. And then our next area is, I believe, going to be Agrabah, so we'll head there next, again by following the same pattern, into the blue orb, into the purple beam, and then here we are, and as usual we're going to be killing off the enemies. From the starting area you just want to run all the way through to the end where the palace gates are located, and from here you're going to just clear out the enemies, which I've done already, and then make your way across to the highest level in this area where we can loot the chest that is contained. This one will give us a blaze gem, and then we're just going to head all the way back. And no surprise, we're going to be entering the next area, which is going to be Atlantica. So into the blue orb we go. And enemies, of course. Got a bit of lag which I need to sort out for a second. Fortunately, the treasure that we want is actually in exactly the same place. We haven't got to go swimming around many other places here. That'll give us a useful AP up. And now we can just head back. And you probably already guessed the next area is going to be Halloweentown. And a load more enemies to fight, of course. I keep getting lagged, just bear with me for a moment. I'll just sort this out. Come on, come on. I'm sure you remember this is where we fought the boss earlier on in this place. At least the first incarnation of it. So we get a lucid gem, which is our reward here. Something which we do need, once again, in terms of synthesis, so make sure we get that. Which was the way we came in. Here it is. And then, next up, we have Neverland. And we can get a shield reward from here, just want to make sure we don't miss it. Let's start heading up. Do of course have the lovely enemies to fight, the Heartless, as they're commonly known. And then if you just make your way over here, you can loot the chest which contains a shield to see if that's any good for Goofy. He's been using his Genji shield for quite a while. Indeed it is. It's quite a big improvement for him, in fact. Small but effective. I like it. I like it. So we make our way back the same way we came in, of course. And the final area. Nice greeny area, isn't it? It's the 100 Acre Wood. Wonderful. just when you thought you'd had enough. Here we go. We get a lovely save point and a chest containing a mega elixir. Not too shabby at all, but the save point, of course, is more important. So now we can exit this area again. And then we've got this big shiny yellow beam, which we are of course going to enter. With the enemies clear, we're just going to head into this room here, where there's a machine but also a chest. We'll grab the chest first. That just has an elixir, but we do want to get that of course. And then we can examine this machine here. And then the enemies come and attack once more. I guess they weren't happy with us reading that little bit of text, were they? So we should kill them for their trespass, I guess. And then we can enter... I thought we could enter this place. Must be out here, perhaps. Let me just make sure I've done that correctly. Okay, there's a new hole when you come back to the original, which we can jump into. Some nice classical music for you, obviously from Fantasia as well, which is why it's in Kingdom Hearts. Okay, so we want to get Eregar up straight away before we go for Chernobog. And we want to try and land on his shoulder if at all possible, which is tricky. But if we can do that, then we can actually go ahead and summon Tinkerbell, which should take care of most of our healing along with Eregar for defence throughout this encounter. But we can only summon Tinkerbell once we've landed on this guy, because you can't summon when flying. So with that done, we're going to go ahead. Thought we had Eregar up, obviously not. Now most of this guy's attacks are not that powerful. Well, they are powerful actually. What I meant to say is they're not that fast. So try and dodge them if at all possible and stay behind. And with Tinkerbell healing and Eregar defending, this guy should be made much easier. So this guy's from Fantasia, as I mentioned, in case you recognised him but couldn't pinpoint from where. Still got Tinkerbell up. Just a little bit more damage, and we're there. And we learn the shared ability Super Glide. So I guess first things first, we don't need it in this instance because we're flying. But lest we forget, let's equip it. So circle for glide, square for Super Glide. Wonderful. And we're actually fully healed as well, which is good to see, isn't it? So now we want to descend. and enter this new location. Just keep going down here. Eventually we'll get to where we need to be, which is this door here. And there's some interesting environments as we go through this section of the game, isn't there? And we are very close to the end now, by the way. And as you can see, we're thrust immediately into battle in this zone with an arch behemoth. But these guys should be a formality really by this point, shouldn't they? Just make sure you stay up on their shoulders as you attack. Getting up there can be the issue. Come on. There we go. We got it? Yeah, we got it. And now we're going to get more Heartless spawns, I believe. Quite a lot of Heartless, in fact, so just keep ploughing through them. Remember to stay on top of your defense and your healing as you go through these encounters. But also make use of the red treasure chests. Well, by make use of them I mean collect them, of course, since you should get the odd one or two. And that's going to make your synthesis just all that more easier. And eventually there's actually going to be an enemy, a Heartless, that we haven't yet encountered in any way, shape or form, not even in the Hades Cup. And I can't remember off the top of my head if it's this area or if it's just the next area, but it's soon regardless. Just restack that. Gale. Now Gale is what we want to loot off these guys. And we need quite a few of those, about 4 or 5 minimum, for some of the game's top synthesis items. I think you need Gale to synthesize dark matter as well. So at least now we can get at least one dark matter synthesized. So I think this is either the last wave or very close to it, because once the angel stars spawn, there's not a whole lot left to do. This fellow over here, could be the last of them, might not be, I guess we'll find out. Wow, 240 tech for that parry there. Oh no, of course it's not the last. Still, I have been seeing that our levels have been coming in thick and fast now. I think we're getting close to the 70s in terms of levelling up, so we won't have a whole lot of grinding to do to max out our party levels when we do the endgame content. Come on, go down, please. I think they want your thumb aching, don't they? After spamming the attack button before the game's final challenges approach. You can dodge that purple stuff that goes around you from these invisibles. And just when you thought you've had enough, the game decides to throw even more at you. So this isn't really challenging, it's more just time consuming, to be honest. Although if you're low level, you are going to struggle with this bit. If you struggle with this trash, by the way, then take that as a sign that you shouldn't be here yet, and you need to go and do some leveling. So here we have a save point, and I might point out the final save point in the game. So we are going to be finishing off the episode today here, and once you head through this door, you go straight to the final bosses of the game. So be ready for those. If you need to head back at any point to do some leveling, to do some item synthesis, to do some farming, whatever the case may be, now is your opportunity. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Come back next time and we'll finish off the game, at least the story. So thanks, guys. Until then, take care. See you soon.